Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. But take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go. Way up on the hillside where the new flowers grow. Well, he met in the springtime, the sun sinking low. Two star-crossed lovers in the still melting snow, where the loving was easy and the courting was brief. Well, they called her a beauty, they called him a thief. In the quiet of the evening, they'd steal away, where the laughter would flow and the fiddle would play. Well, the folks called it wrong, but hell, it seemed alright. In the sun-painted picture, and the day turned to night. Come up on the hillside, we'll have a time. If you'll bring the kisses, honey, I'll bring the wine. Keep your heart guarded, or too soon it'll fall. When one walks back home, honey, only one knows it all. Well, she walked up the hillside alone one day, and the heart is a hunter, always knows of its prey. And her father's old pistol hanging loose by her side. When she aimed once, she never shot twice. Well, the air was so still, and the sky was so blue. Before she could see them, the laughter she knew. She heard two shots ring out down in the town. There was three on the hillside, but only one headed down. I was just a baby, walked up the hillside, saw two mounds of clay. I'll always remember, and I'll never go back up the hillside where the new flowers grow. Back up the hillside where the new flowers grow. just had flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's near. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let go. Don't let go. Daydreams falling like raindrops on the sky. Making plans, all I ever have dreamt of, falling through my hands. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's fighting. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, to sleep it off, but night keeps on passing by. You're losing track of time. Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a reason to hold on, blowing like a hurricane right inside of me and you. No blues or avenues can take away my stride. When love's standing holding hands right here by my side. So if you wanna take a ride and see what happens down the road, find yourself a pair of gloves and get yourself a warm-up coat. Oh yes, we'll be doing fine. Just losing track of time. Just losing track of time.
Ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on a midnight walk through the old streets, trying to turn back the clock to the days of old, back to the days when all the things we knew were made of gold. As As the world moves on, time sings a song. In the old neighborhood, as the clock strikes one, the memory lives just as it stood, like a quiet dream. The shadows of that time are cast beneath the streetlight beam. As the world moves on, time sings a song. To that time and place as the world moves on.
about themselves to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. Brand new biblical question. And it's a doozy. What is your nature? What is your nature? What is your nature? That's the biblical question for this week. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And you're out and about, whatever you might be doing, anywhere in the world, you're working out, whatever. You can listen to the show until you're able to podcast. You can podcast, but you're just busy and can't watch it live. You can listen to the show on your iPhone or iPad by calling 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk on Twitter and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Like, follow, ring the bell, and blah, blah, blah. Thank you for that. So as you can tell, it's Tuesday again, and it is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe you take this anger from my soul, and I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so He could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. That is such a beautiful song. From Rick. Pete.
Alaska.
Pete from Alaska. And that's a new version?
No, that's the original version.
Oh, because he cleaned it up and he sent you another version, he said.
Right, I like the first one.
Oh, he did? Oh, it's so nice, Pete.
Amazing.
So I like the first one better.
Yep.
And why?
I mean, I don't hate the second one.
Right.
You know, the second one's fine. The first one's a little more raw.
Oh.
You know, like he's sitting next to a fire. Like he's sitting next to a campfire.
And the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The second one, I think he did in a studio, you know, with other people.
Oh, I see.
Also very good, but I don't know. I prefer the first one.
Oh, good. The first one more raw.
More raw.
And the other one is more city-like.
Yeah. Right.
Send that to me when you get time. I want to hear the second one.
The second one, yeah.
I haven't heard the second one yet. I know you're supposed to be sending it, but I hadn't heard it.
Right.
Nice. So that's my producer, Sean, and he's here because July is White History Month.
And I'm white.
It's White History Month. I'm gonna celebrate with my friends. It's White History Month. So be sure to tell everyone there will always be different months to celebrate. This month's gonna be White History.
Amazing. White History Month. And so Sean is here to introduce to you from whitehistory.org, Virgil.
Virgil.
And who was Virgil?
He was a poet about 2,000 years ago, a Roman poet. He wrote a lot of, poems that are still read to this day, epic poems, really long, storied poems.
And
just about, great quests and conquests and gods and monsters and that kind of thing.
so from whitehistory.org, Virgil was one of the greatest poets in the Roman Empire. He was born of country parents among the woods and the rural life. Among the woods and the rural life would remain with him throughout his life. Virgil poems have lived for over 2,000 years and are still being read to this day. And in case you're wondering what Virgil looked like, we have a picture of him, right?
We do. There he is.
There is a picture of him. He white.
White as marble.
Amazing. From the Roman days.
Yep.
And he still lives on, though he is dead. And Nate want to know, is that a statue of Sean?
It does, I guess, look like me a little bit.
Let me see it.
There I am. Cast in stone.
That's your brother from a different mother. Amazing. And
You've heard the phrase "there's nothing new under the sun." You say that before, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these great poems that were written back then, and you think about Shakespeare, you think about Mozart and Beethoven, and they say all the great melodies have already been written. The music of today is just copying all the great melodies that have already been written.
That's a good point.
There's nothing new under the sun. If you think you're original today and saying something no one's ever said before, it's just because you haven't read it far enough back.
Yeah.
These people were not, racist white supremacists. They were geniuses.
It was amazing, and it is amazing for me to be discovering that because now I'm doing not a lot, but research about the past and way back then and during Christ's time and all that. And everything's still the same. There's nothing new.
Right.
People still act the same way, say the same thing.
Right.
Believe the same stuff.
Right.
And it's crazy, huh?
Really good comedian out there, Colin Quinn. He says, you see the same stories in the Old Testament as you do in the New York Post.
That's right. But in our own low mind, we think that we are new at this. We're first timer. It's not true.
Right. And something super interesting. Back in those days, the word genius.
Yes.
They didn't say you are a genius. They said you had genius. So they thought genius was something that lived in the walls and would come to visit you if you were an artist or a writer or an engineer. They thought it was something that would come and visit you. So they would say you have genius.
Wow.
Instead of you are a genius.
I like that.
Isn't that
That
funny?
makes more sense.
Yeah, it's not as can't claim it as yours.
Yeah, you can't go on an ego trip like you own it.
Right. And then you think I think about, especially athletes who are very, I guess you would call it religious or Christian. I think about Mariano Rivera. He was a pitcher for the Yankees.
Uh-huh.
He would come in and close games, big, huge games on the line. He would come in for the last few innings and close the game. So a lot of pressure. You see him, kissing his cross. But my point is that athletes who have, God in their lives, they don't think it's them doing it.
Right.
They know that it's God working. It totally takes off the pressure. You know what I mean? They're going in there for these big moments. They have a lot of people relying on them. It's sports, I know. But they recognize that it's not them who's doing it.
Amazing.
and it's able,
Yeah.
same with the whole genius
Yeah.
thing. They say you have genius.
That's nice, and that way we won't take credit for anything,
Right.
Because it comes from God.
Comes from God
And we have nothing to do with it.
to prepared spirits.
Yeah.
So a famous quote by him that I think pertains to us. Well, he has a few good ones, but the one that I wrote down. Fortunate is he who understands the cause of things.
Deep. Fortunate is he who understands the cause of things. That's deep. That's from Virgil.
Right.
Fortunate is he who understands the cause of things. We got that from the pioneers. Amazing.
It seems simple.
It does.
But it's so true. I think it pertains a lot to what you do here.
Yeah.
Shining the light on, for people to realize the cause of why they're like this,
Yeah.
why they behave like this, why their parents behaved like that, why their life is in the situation that it's in.
I noticed that people tend to look at the problem and not the cause of the problem. And so they try to fix the problem rather than fixing the cause. Because if you just fix the problem, another one will come, another problem will arise.
Right.
But if you deal with the cause of it, then the problem will resolve itself.
Root it out.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yep.
So that's Virgil
Yep.
and a dedication to White History Month.
Right. He also said, "Fortune favors the bold."
Fortune favors the bold.
The bold.
The BOLD.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow.
That's probably a more well-known one, But
Wow.
fortune favors the bold.
I never heard that. Amazing.
Yep.
White people, somebody else, huh?
Deep.
And so Hake is saying Trump has very stable geniuses.
Oh yeah. Very stable genius.
Yeah.
Trump has he has words. He has the best words.
Yeah, he does. He is amazing.
Another interesting thing about Trump, real quick.
Uh-huh.
People call him stupid, for the way he talks, and I've said this before, but he refuses to use their words.
Yeah.
Someone said once he only uses 500 words,
Right.
500 or 600 words.
Nice.
He's very simple, direct with his language. He doesn't use the big words that they want him to use. Yeah. He just uses the plain, basic words that are accessible to common people.
Wow.
He knows how to reach everybody.
He really, really does, man.
He's not going to use big, these big words that they want him to use. Good, bad, disgusting, great. Like these normal words.
I have been warning people for years now to stop using the words of the world, because even the Christians repeat the same words that the world say.
Yep.
And I'm like, why don't you stop speaking their language? Because you're agreeing with them when you do that.
Yep. I'm going to do a segment one day on adjectives and how adjectives ruined the human language.
Nice. Hake is saying that 4th grade reading level talk is more understandable than 5th grade or 8th grade,
Yeah.
like Ted Cruz uses.
I'm telling you.
Scott Adams noticed that years ago about Trump. Amazing. And speaking of Trump, I want to, since it is White History Month, I want to dedicate the If poem by
Rudyard Kipling.
Rudyard Kipling. I want to do the If for right now. Since it's White History Month, and we're talking about that. This is, not only is this poem amazing, but it is the New Testament. Watch this.
If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools, If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but are none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it. And, which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Amazing. I can never get enough of that. It is so deep and it's so New Testament. It's mind-blowing. Amazing, huh?
Rudyard Kipling read Virgil.
Nice. Amazing. Happy White History Month. Before you go, I want to talk about this other story where there's a tug of war happening in the womb.
Right.
Can you explain that to us?
Right.
Do you need to see the story?
I can just sort of recap
Okay.
it.
All right.
Every womb is a battlefield, as it says. What's the story from?
It says the New York Post is reporting.
The New York Post, right.
So it starts in the womb, folks.
Yeah, every womb is a battlefield. So in the womb, you know, the father's genes, the baby has the father's genes and the mother's genes.
All right.
And then, so the nutrients that are going to the baby, the father's genes and the mother's genes treat these nutrients in two different ways. There's a mother versus baby conflict going on already in the womb. So the mother's genes are trying to take nutrients that are meant to go to the baby and keep them for herself. So glucose and fats and stuff like that. The mother's trying to keep those for herself to keep herself, alive and well.
In the womb.
But the father's genes intercede that and send nutrients to the baby to keep it healthy and growing.
What the?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing.
Yep. So the father in the womb is trying to protect the baby from the mother. The father's genes in the womb are trying to protect the baby from the mother.
See how the father's supposed to stand between the mother and the children?
Yep.
Wow.
And if you don't think that has something to do with how strong the baby comes out of how strong and healthy and happy the baby comes out of the womb, how much it looks like its mother, all those types of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has something to do with that.
So the mama fighting with the baby even in the womb.
Yeah. Yep.
New York Post is reporting there is a tug of war happening whenever a fetus is developing. The baby needs nutrient from the mother, but the mother needs nutrient for her own health. The mother versus baby conflict is driven by genes inherited from each parent. Genes from the father will pour nutrients to the developing fetus. The genes from the father will pour nutrients from the developing fetus. But the mother genes are selfish and will try to limit fetus growth and keep enough glucose and fat circulating in the mother's system for her well-being. Every womb is a battlefield. What the?
Yep.
Love is a battlefield. That I've never heard that before.
Makes sense.
Yeah. It made total sense.
Right.
Wow. Amazing. Well, thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Amazing. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month.
888-7753-773. July just feels white. And now, hopefully you're getting an even better understanding of the great white hope. the great white hope, Donald Trump. He will be forever remembered. He will go down in history as the greatest president this country has ever had. Amazing. It's who is this from New Mexico? First time caller out of New Mexico, Sonia. Sonia, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy White History Month.
Thank you. Happy White History Month to you, Sonia. Amazing. Go ahead.
So I don't know if I have a conflict that I'm trying to work with, and Jesse, I need you to understand. I don't normally look at personalities. I don't look to people to solve my problems. I don't do a lot of that. I'm not easily impressed by humans. But when I have recently just heard your shows, and I've gone to see a lot of your interviews, and I have been very impressed with the number of people you've had on your show. You're an incredible human, and I appreciate that you're a constant. You've had people go way off and rail against you in rage, and then you have on the other spectrum people who are so appreciative of what you do. You know, they're left in tears, and so I just appreciate how committed and how your conviction is so strong in what you teach. And so that's why I'm coming to you with something that's very important to me.
Thank you.
I have two sons, and they're very, they do very well on their own, but we have a very poor relationship. And I think they could do so much better if ever we were to fix that. And I had never considered forgiving my mother, not ever. I had totally taken her out of my life and never thought to bring anything up, but I'd never forgiven her. And only recently have I decided that's something that I have to do if I'm going to do something worthwhile for my boys, even if it's nothing else than to say, I'm sorry that I was a bad mother and that I hope that they do well. And I'm just trying to reconnect, but I don't know how to approach it since they don't speak to me anymore. But I know it's vital for them to at least make a connection with me, or am I incorrect?
Well, even it is vital, that's for sure, if they can make a connection with you so that they can face you and forgive. But if it's impossible to face, they can see that they resent you and that is wrong because it's holding them back in life. And even just seeing it, it's like if the parent were dead and you can't face the parent. But seeing that you need to forgive them will set you free as well.
So what would be my first step?
And so how old are they?
They are 24 and 27.
And so at this point, they won't speak to you at all?
No, and I'm not going to lie, Jesse. I do have a drinking problem, and I have been sober, then I go back to drinking, and then I was sober to get their affection, and then if I fell off again, then they would hold it against me. They're just like their grandmother, because their grandmother had I allowed her to have a very big part in their child rearing, unfortunately, because I thought it was the best thing. I grew up very religiously where mother and father were everything. And long story short, she was a bully. She was a bully. My dad could have done so much in the oil field had he not had her nagging. He too was an alcoholic. And she never took accountability for her part as well in that very, there was domestic violence. There was all sorts of things in that relationship. And so that's what I came from. And I was the only child out of 8 children to tell her, and it was you. You know, you had a really big part in this too. And the other 7 hold her as a martyr, like, oh, well, poor Susanna, you know, nobody did anything to help her. Nobody. No, she's a grown woman who didn't drink. And she understood what she was doing, but she tried to they were both Catholic when they married, and she changed later to another religion. And for the rest of his life, she tried to bully him into joining the religion with her. At the end, he decided, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. But he had he was a very responsible husband. He provided for all 8 of his children. He worked very long hours in the oil field. out here in West Texas, and he did what he had to for his 8 children. And she, fought him every step of the way, just a constant nag, just a horrible person. And in the end, he ended up divorcing her, and he died alone. I was there with him, of course, but none of his children were around him because she eventually had inculcated in us he was a bad human. Because he wasn't of her religion, he was a bad human. And so that's what they grew up with. And so when he was dying, they really didn't come to his aid unless the other family members were watching. Oh, then they would act that way. So I have a lot of anger towards her.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't realize how much of that I had in my own life. And I did the best I could with my children, but they do. This is what she said. As long as my children were with me when they were small, she was not going to help me. So in my head, I had gotten divorced when they were young. I leaned on her for all the help. And in that, they kind of adopted her ideology.
Yeah.
And that it's easy to just go ahead and push away a human. If you don't like this human, then I'm done with you. And it's very hurtful to them. And I know that. And I don't help things by continuing to drink or by continuing to do things they don't like. But they're not going to tell me what to do. I understand. I have a full-time job. I'm a responsible person, live on my own, have everything. I just don't. I'm still mommy. You're not going to tell me what to do. And if you would like to have me in your life, that's fantastic. But I'm not going to behave the way that you want for me to just for you to love me. And I had been doing that. I would act a certain way, and they'd have me in their life. And then I would act up in their opinion, and they would throw me back out. And I'm tired of that cycle. It's a very vicious cycle.
Yeah.
So I just need them to be very happy and content. And they say they are, but how can you be?
Yeah.
You don't think that it was very difficult for me to cut this woman out of my life? It was very difficult. It was like a death. It was a terrible thing to have to do, but if I was going to survive mentally, I had to let her go. And that was very hard because with that, when all of her family, everyone, cousins, aunts, uncles, it all left. And so you're left completely, I still had my daddy's family, and he passed away not too long ago. And he was actually the rock. People look at him, they say, oh, he was an alcoholic. Shut up. He provided for his family.
Yeah.
Nobody was out in the street. He was a little league coach. He did all sorts of things. He took my brothers. No, shut up.
Nice.
He still taught my brothers how to be boys, but they ended up being beta males, by your definition, because they did listen to Susanna. And my fear is I don't want my sons to be beta males. They're very intelligent. One does work in the oil field, goes to school part-time, and the other one's a Marine and just graduated from college. And the most hurtful thing he did was he didn't even tell me when he graduated from college.
Amazing.
And that's how much resentment they have towards me, though.
Sonia, hold on.
I never thought he would.
Let me take a quick break. I'll come back to you. 888-7753-773. Quick break. Back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them, and blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell. But take heed where you ramble, or too soon you will go way up on the hill.
Okay, welcome back. couple announcements. At 9 a.m. this morning, right after my show, the Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then at 11 a.m., Joel Friday TV, Joel Friday TV every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time from 11 to 12. And a quick note, this Sunday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, Joel Friday TV will be doing the Sunday morning fellowship for me. I will have to be away this Sunday. I will be here this Thursday night for the Women's Forum at 7 p.m. But Sunday, Joel Friday, for the first time, will be conducting the Sunday fellowship. It should be interesting at 11 a.m. Sunday morning. And at 12 noon today, the American Anchor Baby. The American Anchor Baby. What the? And he's on fire at 12 noon Pacific time. So a busy day today. All right? 888-7753-773. Let me go back to Sonia. Would like to meet with her sons and try to work this thing out with the anger so that their lives can improve, and I totally understand it. Sonia, let me ask before I respond to that, why do you call yourself an alcoholic?
Because I drink a lot. I actually just drink after work. Yeah, I'm not out there acting a fool and crazy in bars and going on and carrying on. But I think that is a title that was given to me, and I accepted it because it was just easy for them to deal with me if they just put a label on me. But let me just really quickly tell you, I never understood why my mother disliked me so much since I was a child. But I was just like my father. And I've listened to you and how mothers can react to their children, especially if it is someone who acts. I always favored my father. He was very intelligent, the most intelligent. He just stood for the right things. He had conviction just like you. And he always said, I'm going to smoke and I'm going to drink until I die. And I want you to know that he was sitting in his wheelchair, and the very last act he made was sitting in his wheelchair. He took a puff of smoke, and then he expired.
Nice.
So to the end, he told you from the very beginning you weren't going to tell him what to do, and that's who he was. He said it, he did it, he lived it.
Right
and to
on.
me, that is a more powerful way to live your life. Just do it. It didn't matter what anyone thought of him. He was going to live exactly how he did it. And all of his children, all you have to do is take a look at his children. And nobody spent time in jail. Well, I did, but not time in prison. They're all productive, humans. They're good people. So you have to give them credit for that because she didn't work. She didn't work outside the home. He was the one that did all of that, but she refuses to give him credit. She will resort back to his, he beat me. Did you ever stop to think it was because you bitched all day? He just came out of 110 degrees sun working all goddamn day, and you want to come back and bitch?
What?
So, it was incredible. So,
I was talking to a young lady yesterday. She came from a family of 8, I believe she said, and she was closest. She and one of her brothers was closest to the father, and it was pure hell from the mother. And all the other children surrendered to the mother, but they rebelled because they were closer to their father. And I've said over and over and over and over again, the most dangerous place other than the womb for children is in the home when they are closest to their father or they look like the father. They're going to catch pure hell from their mother when they are close to their father. It's just going to be hell for the rest of their lives until they overcome it. And so I understand what you're going through, but I want you to know that you are not an alcoholic. You don't have an alcoholic problem. You have a spiritual problem. And that problem is the resentment that you have for your mother has turned you away from the light of God. And so you're drinking in order to try to feel better with the conflict you're having. But it's not you. It's the fake you. It's the false you. The real you is not an alcoholic. The real you does not have these issues at all. So I would like to encourage you to stop calling yourself that because it is not you at all. Never has been, never will be, never was you. It was just another form of trying to find a sense of peace with the conflict you're having in your mind and body, but it's not you. So it's that thing, that spirit that made a home in you that's causing the conflict, but it was never you. So stop identifying with that. Don't call yourself an alcoholic ever again. I mean, I recommend that.
Okay.
Because the more you call yourself that, you get a false identity from it and believe that is you. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. And so when you call yourself that, you identify as that, and that becomes the issue. You are not that. That's what you do as a result of the conflict, but it's not who you are. And as far as your mother, I would highly recommend that if you can to FaceTime with her or go see her, try to look at her if possible, and just forgive her. She cannot help it. She has anger. She has no love. She resents her mother and her father, and she could not do any better. She is driven by evil and not by good because she refuses to forgive as well. But have no expectation, but just say, hey, mother, I understand now, and I'm sorry for resenting you for what you did to me. I know now you couldn't help it. And have no expectation, and God will forgive you, and then he will make a home in you, and all your vices and things you picked up along the way, which are not you, will disappear because it's all part of the nature of the ego. It is not you. And they will disappear on its own, and you'll be fine.
I'm going to trust you because I have been through therapy. I have been through treatment centers, and it's all the same bullshit. Somebody's behind all of it, but it never helped because it just didn't resonate. You know,
yes.
They tell you different things, and it's all it's a farce. It's all a farce. All of it.
It's a mess.
So it's a mess.
But it is totally a spiritual problem, and it's not physical. And once you forgive your mother, knowing just like you were drinking and you were having those issues, you didn't want them. You've been trying to get help for a long time because it wasn't what you wanted to do, but you did it anyway. Likewise, with your mother, she didn't just decide to let me have a baby, name it Sonia, and destroy it, right? She couldn't help it. Right. The spirit of anger is driving her. She is not in control like none of us. None of us are in control. We're either controlled by the spirit of evil, and once we overcome it, we're controlled by the spirit of good, which is God. And so he would take charge of your life once you forgive. And I recommend you do the silent prayer video. Have you tried that yet?
No, I've not done any of my research. I've just listened to you and everything that you say and the way that you respond to people. And I have to say, every time you laugh, it's contagious. Your chuckle is hilarious.
Oh,
and I just now, I can't believe I got through to you. I'm glad you took my call. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's just been something I've struggled with for a very long time, and I didn't realize how important that was. They've told me, oh, you should forgive her. Oh, you should forgive her. And I think, why? Why should I forgive her? You know, as if and she doesn't deserve it. But it's not about that. It has to be bigger than that. It's not about something or someone not being deserving.
That's right.
If it's the right thing to do, then that's what I have to do, and that makes more sense than to have to. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, well, I recommend that you do the silent prayer so that the light, which is the nature of God, will bring you out of the darkness of the imagination. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything, except for practical thoughts on a lower level of thinking, right? And so what the devil has been telling you about yourself and about your family and about all this stuff has been lies and not the truth. And once you believe a lie, it's hard to believe the truth. That's why you must forgive so the truth will take over and cause you to believe the truth again. Of ourselves, we can do nothing, and of ourselves, we know nothing. But the truth will cause you to believe the truth again, and you're going to be free. But I recommend you do the silent prayer so that the light of God can destroy the devil of the imagination. he will have to depart from you once the light starts shining on it. So, and as far as your sons, I recommend you work on you first, and then you will naturally see, and the opportunity will be made for you as to deal with them. The proper time will happen, the opportunity will happen, and the right words will be spoken through you as to how to help them. But you got to work on you first.
I do also have 2 daughters. I don't want them to think that I didn't mention them. It's just that they'll always have a man to take care of them, and I have to repair those relationships as well.
Yes.
But I just see my sons struggling, and it's like they're all alone. And at any rate,
Yeah.
thank you so much for.
But you will see how to help them in a perfect way. But you got to work on you first, so that the light, the love of God will guide you into how to point the right way for your children to get better. But work on you, deal with this first, and you'll see what to do.
Okay, thank you.
So do the silent prayer, forgive your mother, have no expectation from her. If she apologizes, fine. If she get mad, fine. She continue to build an army against you, because your family members are wrong too, because they should have never taken sides. It wasn't about them. It was between you and your mother. And when your mother went to them about it, they should have just said, you know what? I wish y'all well. I'm not taking side. But fallen people always take sides because they're insecure, they have anger, they're lost, and they have to always identify with the group. So forgive them. They could not help themselves. Your family, you don't have to go to them to forgive them, but just know that they're blind too, and they could not help themselves.
Okay.
All right. I wish you well with this. Any other question about it?
No, that was just always my main thing. No, nothing at all. Just always been that one issue with Susanna. I refuse to give her the moniker of any other name, just Susanna by her, first name.
Yeah. and again, if she doesn't forgive and overcome her hell, there's nothing you can do about it. Most people love their hell. They love their misery. They love living in it. So you can't do anything about her.
She basks in it.
Yeah. So you can't do anything about her, but you will be made to be free. You will be made whole. And there's nothing you can do about your mother except forgive her. She cannot help herself.
Okay.
All right?
I will do that. All right. Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you.
Thank you.
By now, amazing. It's the same story, folks. It's the same spirit and the same way out for everybody. You got to see that, yes, the mother traumatized you. No, the father didn't protect you from it because he couldn't help it. The mother can help it, he can help. Forgive them because you're wrong for resenting them. And in resenting them, you're living in hell because you're judging the image of God, thinking that you're judging the person. But you're really judging the image of God, which you cannot see if you don't see it within yourself. We cannot do that if you want to be free. And no person, no money, no physical, nothing. Going to church ain't going to do it. Only seeing that you're wrong for resenting will do it. And the devil doesn't want you to do that. You heard what Sonia said. Oh, no, she's not worthy for me to give her. She doesn't deserve it. It's not about her deserving it. It's about you deserving to be free, to have perfect peace. Harrison is the first-time caller out of California, San Diego, California. Harrison, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse, how are you, brother?
All is well, sir.
Man, the patience that you have is great. For me, is mind-blowing. I've been a long-time listener, trying to learn. Obviously, I'm imperfect, but the patience that you have, I clench my fist, and you sit there and you just, I don't know how you do it. But sometimes it's like funny meme material or something, but your social media team must be great because, you are so patient, man. You can't make this stuff up.
Well,
But anyway,
I want you to know is that once you overcome anger and the light of God, the nature of God start to guide you, his nature is patient. And you can't, and it's not you, but there's nothing inside of you to be angry about, anxious about, jealous of, revengeful of. You're just free. And so in being free, perfect peace is freedom, right? There's nothing but patience. Patience is long-suffering, endurance, and everything. But it comes from the nature of God. That's why you must overcome anger, which is the nature of the devil. He wants you overreacting and busy and distracted so that he can control you and destroy you.
yeah, and that's. I mean, I don't know how much we want to get into it because I had only a couple questions, but I think women are more in depth to that. I think the way that you handled the last couple callers were, one or whatever, was really well.
Thank you.
You know, emotionally driven people, and sometimes like myself, I'm imperfect. I just need guidance and direction. So I'm only 29 myself. I'm leaving at 12:30 to go to Yemen, basically, for anywhere between 3 weeks and up to close to 3 months. My thing is, I become complacent. If I'm being honest with you, I start to want to watch porn, or I want to drink, or I'm just not being productive, and I know I'm conscious of the fact that I'm doing things that are worse for myself. So, can you give me any guidance on what you would suggest?
What does complacence mean?
For me,
Yeah, what does that mean?
complacent means when I'm on deployment, if I have free time, I'm not working out, I'm not praying, I'm not maintaining substantive relationships with my friends that are good friends. I'm not contacting my parents the way that I should. I'm just living like a millennial dumbass. I'm jacking off and drinking.
Oh, be careful with the words. The kids are listening.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. And do you know why you're doing all that, other than being complacent?
Well, when you ask that, my natural response is to attempt to be as honest as possible, and I feel like the answer is I'm choosing maybe that's my higher power. I'm not choosing God, Bible studies, or anything like healthy. I'm choosing obviously these toxic habits, maybe as like, I'm prioritizing those over things that would be more healthy for me otherwise.
The only thing you're doing wrong, well, at least the primary thing you're doing wrong, you're listening to thoughts when you don't have anything to do. And the thoughts are telling you you're becoming complacent. You need to do this. You need to do that. And you're not aware that that's what you're doing. And they are making you think that you need to be active. You need to be busy. That's another setup from the thoughts so that you don't pay attention to them. It's all lies. So what I highly recommend is that when you don't have anything to do, that's a beautiful time to just do nothing. And watch the thoughts trying to make you feel like you need to be doing something. If not, you're a loser. You're this.
Okay.
And they are all lying to you. It's not true at all, because some of the most unhappy people are the busiest people.
Yeah, I know that. That's half my life so far. That was going to be my follow-up question. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just thinking, so what's the alternative? Mindfulness?
Yes.
Do I meditate for 20 hours a day, or what? How do I get through those periods?
When you don't have anything to do nothing and watch those thoughts. When you have nothing to do, if it's 24 hours a day, and if you fall in and out of those thoughts, just watch them, knowing that they're trying to control you, and that it's not you, but it's the evil spirit, the devil nature that made a home in your mind and bringing on all these emotions. It has nothing to do with you. And the world have taught people you need to be busy, you need to be productive, you need to be doing something. That's a lie. That's a setup. And you will see naturally what to do. It'll be easy to do. You get it done. And when you have nothing to do, it'll be easy not to do anything because you're no longer listening to the world and you're not listening to the thoughts of the imagination.
So if you don't mind me asking another follow-up question, what's the balance then, right? Like, if I don't do anything and I'm just, mindful all day and I'm not working out and I'm not, killing it, working out, doing like all the things that I need to do, what's the balance? Is it just what my heart tells me?
No, when you watch those thoughts, because you're not your thoughts. No such thing as a true thought, right? So when you're watching them, if you need to do something, you'll see what to do. Let's say you need to go work out. But before you have listened to the thoughts and you didn't go work out, right? Oh, do it later, whatever they tell you. But if you need to get up and work out, you go work out. If not, you won't. It won't be a big deal. Don't worry about that. Just live in the present by observing the thoughts, and the light of God will guide you. And don't compare yourself to anyone. As Sonia was saying about her father, her father was himself.
Bless her heart. Yeah, she sounds very, very sweet.
The freest person on this side of heaven is the person that can stand alone and not compare themselves to others, not try to be like anyone, not run a race with anyone, but be themselves. If someone else running around, making a lot of money, whatever they're doing, wish them well, but don't try to be like that.
If I may ask you one more thing, I hear the music. I know you got to tone out.
Are you able to hold?
I can stand by, yeah, of course.
Okay, hold on. Let me take a quick break. Especially since you're going to Iraq or somewhere. 888-7753, Kuwait or something. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. The hate news. 888-77-JESSE. He's going to Yemen. Wow. Well, I'm glad to talk. Hold on, Harrison, and everybody else. I'll be back in a moment. Hate is coming in. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
Italy has become a giant pizza oven, per a racist climate expert. It's hot out. Even in America it is. Sort of. Warm anyway. Illegals are invading, and the mean old Texas troopers allegedly ordered not to give them water. But push them back into the river. Well, maybe they're doing them a favor. That's the Rio Grande River. Rio Grande. And the actors are still on strike, blah, 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 since Friday. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, July 18th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour two. Jesse Lee will be right back to your calls and more fun stories. There is one line to open. You can call in to get on hold, to get on air with JLP. But first, Hake news, not fake news. Incompetence in the military. Who would believe it? Commie Nonsense Network CNN reports millions of emails, intended for U.S. military members were sent to incorrect inboxes due to a common typo. The emails contained sensitive information, by the way, in some cases, so should have been sent to accounts ending in .mil, short for military. That's the internet domain owned by the U.S. military. Instead, due to the innocent typo, They were sent to the ML domain, .ml, which handles email accounts in the West African country of Mali. What? They sent it to Mali? It's hot out. Blisteringly high temperatures are being reported across the world, breaking records on multiple continents. Global warming is real. In United States, swaths of the country will be routinely in the triple digits this week per Common Nonsense Network. Record-breaking heat is likely in the four corner states, from Texas to the lower Mississippi Valley and South Florida, the Weather Prediction Center says. Alerts for dangerous heat wave heat have been posted in parts of Arizona, including Phoenix, which tied the record streak Monday with 18 consecutive days over 110 degrees. Similarly, hot air over the southern Europe has turned Italy into a giant pizza oven, per a climate expert. And that's a quote. A total of 20 Italian cities, Italian if you prefer, will be on the red list today, a red list where people will face a very high health risk due to the intense heat wave, Italy's health ministry said. Invasion. Amid soaring temperatures, some Texas troopers at the U.S.-Mexico border were told to push migrants back into the Rio Grande River. Nice. Well, maybe nice. Could be soothing. And were ordered not to give them water. I cracked. According to a new report. Emails shared with CNN detail the account of a trooper/medic at the border who called out the allegedly inhumane, misspelled with two words, sounds like an ESL trooper medic from Texas, rat, claimed that they were given orders that to push the people back into the water to go to Mexico, and were also ordered not to give them water, even though it appeared many were suffering heat exhaustion. The trooper also called for changes to the latest Operation Lone Star policies brought in by Texas GOP Governor Greg Abbott, base Rhino, which deployed thousands of personnel to the border. I use the term base loosely. In response, Governor Abbott released a statement that read, in part, President Biden has unleashed a chaos on the border that's unsustainable, and we have a constitutional duty to respond to this unprecedented crisis. It's an invasion, and they need to stop it. And the boring, lame-o actors strike. Not to take sides. Common Nonsense Network CNN reports actors and writers remain on the picket lines this week after SAG-AFTRA, a union representing about 160,000 Hollywood actors, officially went on strike on Friday. There is still no agreement in sight after the union members, communist union, socialist union members, fighting against commie capitalist corporations, failed to reach a deal with Hollywood's biggest studios last week. It marks the first time in more than 60 years that Hollywood actors and writers are on strike simultaneously. Most film and TV productions are brought to a halt. That's fine. They want more pay and residuals or something. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show today. You can get involved. There is a line open at 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. my biblical question for this week. It's a doozy, the biblical question. What is your nature? What is your nature? Do you ever wonder, what's my nature? An amazing question. Know thyself. If you want to be free, you must know thyself. It begins with knowing thyself, not knowing someone else. But it's interesting in that once you know yourself, you're going to understand everybody around you. It's going to be quite clear. Because it's clear to you, it will be clear through you about everybody else. Isn't that amazing? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're traveling, wherever you are, anywhere in the world, even in Yemen, you can listen to the show if you're out on the battlefield by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. Don't forget to follow us, Jesse Lee Peterson, on Instagram. Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, and JLP Talk on Twitter. JLP Talk on Twitter. We also on Cook. Is it called Cook or something? A new one. Kick, not Cook, but Kick. Same thing. Not Cook, but Kick. Follow, subscribe, ring the bell, and all those good things, all right? It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of the show today. It is Country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God,
why low is so low?
maybe you take this anger
I
from
can
my
hardly hear.
soul, and I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. Very nice. They turned it down a little bit. I guess it was blasting out there in the world, but to me, with my headsets on, it's before it was blasting the ears of the listeners. Okay. Thank you. Amazing. Well, I'll turn mine up next time. Thank you, guys. I want to go back to Harrison, the first time I called out of San Diego, and Harrison is about to be sent over to Yemen, and he want to understand about how do you just be still. Harrison.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you said you had another question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you brought up a really good point that I didn't even think about. You said, it's a balance to not overthink things and work out till I'm dead, but also just be in tune and be mindful. That's the message I got from you, if I picked up what you were putting
You're
down.
absolutely right. You just want to practice being aware of the not you, which are the thoughts and the emotions. They are not you at all.
Okay.
And are you doing the silent prayer?
So I did the silent prayer once because of a podcast that you had 6 months ago. You brought it up, and I tried it. I did not perfect it, but I attempted it. Yeah, so I think I'm aware or kind of conscious of some of the implications of it, but by no means am I perfect with the silent prayer.
Well, I would highly recommend that you do it morning and night, every morning, every night, because when you don't have anything to do, you're feeling so anxious, like something is missing, I need to be doing something, because you're listening to the thoughts. And the thoughts are not yours.
Yeah.
And they are the devil that made a home in you. That's why God said to bring every thought into captivity. And the last thing that the devil nature want you to do, his spirit, is to be still and have nothing to do. Because if you're not active, he's going to have to depart from you. But when you're active, he make a home in you because you don't see what's going on. So I highly recommend that you do the silent prayer, and especially since you're about to be sent over to Yemen, and there's going to be so what now?
Allegedly, yeah.
Oh, okay. If you are sent there, there are going to be times when you have nothing to do, and the devil's going to drive you nuts. There will be things you will see that will be shocking, and you will overreact, and every time you overreact, you will be traumatized. But if you don't overreact, you will not be traumatized. You'll go to normal, and you'll come back normal with a sound mind.
I'm going to try my best at that. Can I ask one more thing that I think might be relatable to probably other, like, Gen Zers or, like, people in their mid or late 20s?
Okay.
There's a lot of pressure, obviously, with the economy not being perfect, whatever, to be very competitive. I can come up with whatever excuse. Doesn't really matter.
Right.
But Adderall is, like, a very big thing that people are taking now. I'm taking that, and I'm using that, like, couple days a week. Obviously, it boosts my mental performance, but it does come at the expense of my intimacy with my higher power, obviously Jesus Christ, and like my girlfriend, my parents, stuff like that. So I see like there's a balance there, but there's also a pressure to perform, and that helps with that. I can probably already guess that the answer is okay, just stop taking it. But I don't think it's that simple. I think that for me, it seems very challenging to be competitive in the workforce, but also maintain, substantive relationships with my family, friends, or girlfriend in a way that will last over time. When I take Adderall, yeah, there's an imbalance there.
In the way for what to last a long time?
I'm sorry, what's that?
What is it that you want to last for a long time?
I want to have a better relationship with my parents. I want to have a deeper and more intimate connection with my higher power, Jesus Christ. I want to understand the Bible in more than just an academic, practical way. I want to, have my heart and my gut invested in it. And I feel like I take the Adderall to be competitive physically and with work.
Oh, I see.
But it comes at the expense of my relationship with God. It comes at the expense of my relationship with my parents. You get what I'm saying?
I do, yeah. Here's what I do what you want, of course, but here's what I highly, highly recommend that you stop doing immediately.
Throw it out now.
Emergency. Immediately. Stop being competitive. That is total ego, and that's driving you deeper into hell. And that's why you're taking the pills and doing all those things, because you're trying to find the answer from the outside and satisfy the outside world, and you're only destroying yourself. There is no need to be competitive at all. You want to slow down, take it easy, and just live your life. And if someone else want to be competitive, because it's nothing but ego anyway and delusion. If they want to do it, let them do it.
That sounds like beta, though. If you're coming not to be competitive, that sounds like beta, right?
But
I feel like.
But it's beta to be competitive because you always competing against someone else. And a secure person never compete against anyone. Only insecure people compete against one another. And
man, yeah, true.
A free person never compete against anyone. Only an enslaved person compete because they're insecure.
100%. I just had this conversation with my girlfriend. Why would I argue with her nephew, my godson, who's 3 years old, about why Christianity is correct?
Right.
I don't need to prove that to him. I know it.
And you don't
It'll be
need
a
to
waste of
prove
time.
anything to anyone, to your family, to your girlfriend, to your cat, your dog, to anyone, man. You
I
can't
don't own
prove
cats. I'm
that.
not that much of a beta, but yeah, I hear you.
But stop being competitive. Competitive
Yeah.
people are very insecure. They're looking for something they're never going to find from being competitive.
Yeah.
They'll find it when they slow down, but they're not going to find it by being competitive.
Oof. Man. Anything else for the millennials, the Gen Zs out there that are, we want to have substance. We want to just maintain or at least create a better relationship with our higher power.
What's a
Any
higher power?
recommendations? For me?
When you say higher power, what does that mean?
Well, I'm referring to Jesus Christ, the Holy Trinity, specifically our Creator.
Are you referring to God?
Yeah, God.
Why can't you just say God?
I don't know. Yeah, you could say God. I guess there's different contexts, but you're right. Yeah, it's God. Why overcomplicate it?
Right.
I'm overthinking everything, man.
Keep it simple, man. Don't be all
Keep
that.
it simple, man.
Are you in AA or something?
No, I don't drink alcohol, but I think I lift too much, and then I don't get a lot of sleep because I'm finishing my PhD, and then I'm a civilian with the Department of the Navy, and they put also us on a bunch of stuff that, yeah.
What a mess.
Helps you study and keeps you awake for days and makes you not go poop and stuff. So, but I need to really just, I think, like you said, I just need to simplify.
Yeah, you need to slow down. Stop being competitors. Stop comparing yourself to others. And when you slow down, whatever you do, you're going to do it very well. It doesn't mean you won't do things your best, but it won't be in competition with others in any form or fashion. And I highly recommend that you do a silent prayer, so you can eventually, you will not need, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to tell you to get off those pills, but you won't need them because all that ego nature that's causing you to use the pills will disappear. There will be no need for the pills. If the issue is resolved, you won't need the pills. But you got to start doing you don't have to, but I recommend that you start doing the silent prayer so the light of God can bring you out of the imagination.
I don't think you could have put the nail on the head better than that. I want to get straight with God, but also it's exactly in that comment. By saying I want to get straight with God, I'm thinking more so about I want to make sure that I'm good before, I die or the rapture or something, whatever happens. The reality is I just need to chill out and have a good and better relationship with God.
Yeah, don't worry about trying to look out for the Generation Z or millennials.
The calculation is my problem, I think.
Right. And don't look out. Because most people love their hell. And here you are in hell trying to get someone else out of hell. How can you do that? You can't even get your own self out of hell.
Mm-hmm.
And all this Trinity stuff that you're thinking about and Jesus Christ and all that, you need to let all those ideas go as well. You've been brainwashed, you've been taught intellectually, and you're stuck in that mode, and that's going to keep you away from knowing God. The intellect is evil. It's not your friend.
Okay, understood. The intellect is part of the problem?
The intellect is only for physical things, how to drive a tractor, how to carry a gun in your military stuff, how to go to work. But you don't live by the intellect. You just use it as a tool. And somebody have taught you all the Trinity and my higher power and Jesus Christ, and it's just screwing you up. it's too much knowledge that you're holding on to.
Oh man, yeah. I don't want to take too much of your time, but yeah, all that makes so much sense, man. There's a lot to unpack there. Oof. So I got some time. I got a layover flight, and I got some time. So I'm gonna do what I can to.
And one last thing. Do the silent prayer. I highly recommend. The devil is not the ego, which is the nature of the devil. Is not gonna want you to sit still and do the prayer. He'd rather for you to hoop and holler and pray. Oh Lord, save me, help me, bless my mama, all that mess, than for you to be
That's my
still.
biggest challenge.
He'd rather for you to do all that than to be still and know God.
Oof. Okay.
And the last thing, I think, never, ever, 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 but never, 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 ever, 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 as long as you walk this earth.
Okay. I'm listening, yeah.
Never try to please your girlfriend, your wife. Never tell her your problems. Never try to please her. You will end
I'm not
up...
emotional with her. Yeah, that's yeah. But anyway, yeah.
And do you tell her your personal problems?
No, I talk to my dad about some of it.
Oh, good.
Sometimes, but it's more like logistics. It's kind of like, here's how you resolve X, Y, and Z. It's not like, tell me about how you feel about it or anything like that. I know if I talk to my girlfriend, the first thing I say is, when she comes to me and she complains, I say, is this a resolution-based discussion or is this a venting-based discussion? So I need to have my ears open,
Nice.
Women, I don't know. Yeah.
So work on you right now. Forget about everything else. Work on you by doing the silent prayer and watch. Have you forgiven your mother?
I have listened to some of your podcasts where you've talked about and you've had discussions with people about it, but no, to answer your question, no, I have not.
And why
my
not?
Mother or my father. I haven't. I don't think I'm well educated enough. If I knew enough right now, I would probably have the conversation this morning.
Your mindset and your emotions, your anxiety, which coming from the mindset, is that of your mother. You're just like your mother. You know exactly how a woman think and feel. That's
Dude, oh no! Don't tell me I'm thinking like a woman. No, amazing, bro. Don't tell me that. No, man.
That's why
my dad is so chill. He's so calm and cool. My mom is anxiety freaking, and now I see the connection.
Yeah, you're just like your mama.
No, man.
And she's never satisfied.
Oh, man.
And that's why you must be born of the Father, the Spirit of the Father, because your mother has imposed a will on you, and you became angry, and you became just like her. You fell away from innocence, and you woke up to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I did. That's so funny, man. I never thought I'd hear that. I listened to you for months, and then I call in first time, and you tell me I'm just like the mother, but it makes sense.
All men are just like their mother. Any male that has anger they have the mindset of a woman. They're a woman.
Oh, man. It's easier,
And the woman is easy to hear it, man. And the woman is their God. And it's not going to change until they forgive their mother and return to the Father. And then the order of God and Christ, Christ over man, man over woman, will come to order. It will happen naturally. And you will have a logical mind, not an anxious mind.
On that point, can I ask you one last question before I let you go? I know you got to run.
Yes.
So I'm late 20s. We start to see women that we think might be worth, sticking around with or, having kids with.
I'm sorry?
I said sometimes we find women, usually in our late 20s, at least in Southern California, it's common. We find women that we think might be worth having children or that we want to stick around with. But what is your way of determining if, obviously there's no perfect answer, but like if it's worth sticking with a woman or not at this age? Because I'm young, I'm still learning. I'm not, I'm imperfect, but
Right
don't know, I
now,
dated
the
a girl
last
for 4
thing
years.
you need, the last thing you need right now is a woman. You're already
Got
too
it.
distracted. Don't think about those things at all. When those things need to happen, they will happen naturally. Don't look for a woman. You're supposed to only seek the kingdom of God in His right way, and all will be added to you. If it's meant for you to have one, you will have one. He will give it to you, and it'll be the right one. If not, you'll be fine anyway. Don't let the devil tell you, oh, if you had a woman, if you had a family, if you had children, you'll be fine. That's not true. That's another setup. You're only supposed to seek the kingdom of God in His right way, and life will be added unto you. You'll be fine.
So, in worst case scenario, last question I'll ask you. Worst case scenario, I know I'm thinking way too far ahead of the game, but if I end up single without a chick, I'm happier and better off if I am spiritually fit. Is what you're saying.
100%. If you seek the kingdom of God, return to the Father. If you had nothing materially, if you had not one friend in your life, if you had no family members, if you had nothing, you will have perfect peace.
Okay.
And yet, you're going to have it all because you are your own world. And when you get your world straightened out from within, you're going to be fine. You will be the ruler of the world, of the universe. Because it would be your own world. And everybody else is responsible for their world. They want to live in a messed up world within, that's on them, but you'll be free.
That's part of my problem, too, is the controlling the anxiety. I try to control, put my hands into, interject other people's lives and control things. I don't want to take too much of your time because I know you got other callers and stuff, but, man, you have really, made me curious and aware in ways that I didn't even think that would be possible before I made this phone call. So,
yeah, and one last thing is the reason you got your hands in everybody else's stuff is because you just like your mama. That's what women do.
Oh man, you made it clear. I'm gonna learn from that. So what's the recipe for that? So I make amends with my mom and do the whole. Forgive her.
Yeah,
forgive my mother.
Forgive your mother for recreating you in her image, and forgive your father for not protecting you from her. He can help her. He's afraid of your mother. He can't handle her because she is his mother too. He's married to the woman he hates because he hates his mother.
My dad is. I love him to death. I respect him. But every human's imperfect. My dad is a beta.
Yeah.
And my mom has criticized him. Since we were children, and that's part of the reason I'm more similar to her than him.
Absolutely.
Because she
turned you away from your father, and she did it because she's evil. And it's not her, but the spirit made a home of her, and she hate your father. She hate her mother. She hate her daddy. She hate life, and she couldn't help with what she did to you. That's why you just forgive her. Don't have any expectation. Don't expect her to apologize or not to. If she start crying, if you blame your daddy, if she fall out and die, that's all on her. You forgive her and go live your life. And don't feel like you got to call her every day and report in and all that mess.
But be thorough at least with that forgiveness process that I have with her. I'll do that, and I'll do my research on that from what you posted. I know that you talked about it, and you have something on your website.
Yeah, don't be like,
after I do that.
Don't be like, Mom, I love you, but I gotta forgive you. You don't love her. You're gonna love her with the right kind of love, dispassionate love. Once you forgive her.
Got it. Okay.
And forgive your father, and do the silent prayer, and everything will come to order for you, man. Especially if you stay with it.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. This is going to stay with me. My friends have been surfing right now, so I'm going to go hop out and we'll go surfing, and that'll be a little bit of a good mindful exercise for me to just kind of, surf a little bit and then sit out there in the waves and enjoy myself. So,
one last, what is mindful exercise? What do you mean?
By mindfulness, my understanding is basically like just being present or aware of what is going on in the current moment, not thinking about the future, not thinking about the past.
Oh, yeah.
Being present as you can.
Well, you
if
want to be
possible.
aware of those thoughts. I don't know what the mindful thing is. Maybe it means the same thing. I'm
Okay.
not sure. But you want to be aware of those thoughts and emotions because they are not
Okay.
you. And just being aware is the light of God shining on the darkness, and He's separating you from it. Be aware of those thoughts so that you don't think it's you.
Okay. I think I can wrap my head around that.
Okay. And happy White History Month.
It's White History Month.
Yeah.
That's what you created, White History Month, right?
Yes. July just feels white.
Okay. I thought you just said Black History Month.
No.
Okay, that's February. So, okay.
July is White History Month.
I know that. I thought maybe I just misheard you, but you're the man, Jesse. I hope everyone that is anywhere near their early 20s, they learn something, pick something up from that, because you just answer questions and.
Well, Mama.
Well, yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
thinking about other people like that. You work on you.
You're right.
Mama.
That's it right now. That's it.
Mama.
That's right, brother.
Mama.
All right.
Mama, can you hear me?
No, I'm not gonna cry now. I'm gonna. Yeah.
All
God
right.
for God, if I need it. If I need a help, Mama's not gonna do much when I.
Do the silent prayer and watch. Forgive your parents. Do the silent prayer and watch. You'll be fine.
Jesse, I appreciate you, man.
All right.
Amazing.
I wish you well, buddy. All right.
Funny, man. You're too. I bet all your staff, man, their stomachs are hurting, bro. They just laugh. I'm sure they laugh all the time. You're so funny, you don't even realize it. I think half the time.
Yeah, I have an amazing staff. I'm blessed.
Yeah, man. Awesome. Cool.
All right, buddy.
Dude, wonderful talking to you. Have an awesome day, man.
You too. I wish you well.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. 888-7753-773. Amazing. Oh, I got to do Super Chat. Then I get back to the phone. I forgot about Super Chat in the first hour. Super Chat. Super. I totally forgot about Super. What the?
Good
Sorry,
morning, sir.
Super Chatters. Good morning. And good morning, Super Chatters.
What's good about it?
All is well.
For you.
Your birthday was yesterday. You're not happy today?
No, I'm happy. I'm playing around. Mav Angel bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com
Buy me a coffee.
/ JLP Talk. Enjoy your coffee while you educate.
Thank you.
With 3 coffees. Thank you, Mav
Right
Angel.
on. Thank you.
Streamlabs Birdie Bound Brian says, "Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?" On Streamlabs.
Nice.
JCLeePeterson.live.
Why History Month?
Keys to Unity gave a super thanks saying thanks on the Bond Archive service from a few months ago. You can give super thanks in the YouTube comments on Bond and the Fallen State. Nice.
Right on. Thank you. Amazing.
And
hold that. Let's take a quick break. When I come back, we'll finish the Super Chats, your phone call, and more news items. Back in a moment. Now, I totally disagree with the way things are going, but you can't be angry because that's what the enemy wants. He wants to control you. They do things to make you mad so they can control you. It's like being married, and the wife would do things to make you mad, or she'll do things to make you feel good. And men do that to women too when they want something from the woman, especially sex. They'll make her feel good, or they'll make her angry. And the woman's gonna have to say, you don't want to be angry. You want to speak up. You want to disagree with what's going on. It's wrong, but do not be angry. Then you won't have fear. You won't have doubt. You won't have worries. You'll be able to see, but you got to stay away from anger. That's why you must forgive your mothers and your fathers so that you can overcome the spirit of anger. It's a spirit and it's wicked. Nothing good in anger because it has no love, folks. You need love to defeat evil. And love is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's from God. It's His nature.
on the horizon, shining back at me, makes me think of my baby coming home to me down the riverside flowing.
You gotta love that country and western music. It just take me back to Sweet Home Alabama. When I was growing up, as I've said before, there were times when we can only get country and western on the radio. And that was when they first invented radios. That's how old I am. And country and western was amazing. And I still like it. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake Report.com. And then from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at 11, Joel Friday TV. Joel Friday TV coming up every Tuesday from 11 to 12 Pacific time. And then at 12, the American Anchor Baby. Anchor Baby. At 12 p.m. Pacific time. You don't want to miss it. And don't forget, you can support us at cash.app. Cash.app/BondJLP. Cash.app. Check out our merch. Amazing merch. And hurry. Don't walk, but run. And check out and get your White History Month shirts. Limited supplies of colors and sizes. For the White History shirts, go to whitehistorymonth.store. Whitehistorymonth.store. All right, and you can get all of it. Can you get our other supply merch there as well?
No, the best place is to go to rebuildingtheman.com/stores.
Okay.
For all of that.
rebuildingtheman.com/store. And then for personalized shout-outs, birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, encouragement, whatever the occasion is, you can go to Cameo, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, CAMEO.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. And this Thursday, the Women's Forum ladies at 7 p.m., the third Thursday of the month, 7 p.m. And then Sunday, Joel Friday TV will be sitting in for me during the Sunday morning fellowship. I got to go out of town. And he's going to sit in for me. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. So let's finish the Super Chats. Super.
All right, on
Super Chats.
buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Birdman, BYRD, is now a member of buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Amazing.
A supporting member. Thanks to God, as a white man, I went black and came back. It can be done. LOL. Lots of laughs. Thank you, JLP and crew.
Amazing. Thank you. He went black and was able to go back.
Nice.
You have made history on White History Month.
With God, all things are possible.
That's right. Amazing. Thank you.
Kilo Alpha Tango with a diamond on D Live. July just feels white. Happy WHM, White History Month, everyone.
July just feels white. Amazing. Thank you.
Someone bought a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. And I may get in trouble for that because it sometimes says someone.
Oh, okay.
Even though they didn't mean to put that. What's wrong with women? Women have transformed wedding registries, wedding cakes, and weddings into divorce registries, divorce cakes, and divorce parties. I may be reading this more obnoxiously than he wrote it. One woman created a divorce registry business because she got the house, but lamented losing half her stuff, which was her ex's property that he took when she divorced him.
Women are looking for a father's love as well. Really. They're looking for a father's love, and they get with these guys thinking that that's what they're getting, and they're not. And so, ladies, I recommend you go and forgive your mothers, She has recreated her image as well. And forgive your fathers for not protecting you from her. God will forgive you. He will make you whole, and you'll be fine. And if it's meant for you to have a husband, it will be added. You won't have to look for it. You won't have to try to control one to get one. You will not even look for love from him because you will have love, real love that comes from the Father. But women are looking for a father's love, and all they're finding now are beta males. And the beta males are looking for a father's love, and all they're getting are controlling women. Out of control women. It's two devils coming together. And one devil blamed the other one, and the other devil blamed the other one. What a mess!
Indeed.
So that's what's going on. Thank you.
Over on Rumble, a Rumble rant.
You gotta know how to rumble.
From Being Enlightened Till I Rise. Morning, gentlemen. Happy belated birthday, Hake! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. For he's a jolly well fellow. Not good. Hey, Jesse, as spirits, do you believe we've always existed?
I don't know, because I don't know what that means, per se. So I don't have the answer for that question right now, but thank you.
And thank you, guys. That's all for now.
Yeah, thank you. Hake, for those who don't know, Hake's birthday was yesterday, those who tune in for the first time. And Hake is, at one time, my producer. Now he has his own show here on this network, Monday through Friday from 9 to 11, so check him out. Hake is on fire. I think the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, is his daddy.
That's kind.
Because he's brave like Trump. Amazing. A chip off the old block. So check him out right after my show at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. All right? Amazing. Thank you all for your super chats.
Thanks again.
Amazing. Let me go to Stephen, a first-time caller out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Stephen.
Hello.
Welcome to the
Hi,
show.
Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month, Stephen.
I'm a first-time caller. I just ran into your content the other day, and I wanted to call. Well, first, I've been praying. I said, God, please send me something. And I kept seeing you on YouTube, and I just kept saying, nah, I don't want to see him. And then you just kept popping up. So I clicked into a video, and it was like, whoa, everything that you said just resonated. So I started the silent prayer. And the reason why I'm calling, because my mom died when I was young, and she had heart disease, and she turned me against my father. So I went to go stay with my grandmother, who was very overpowering, very overbearing, and my sister actually moved in with my grandmother as well. So I noticed that those two women in my family kept ganging up on me because I'm very outspoken and I don't think like them, and they're very controlling of their husbands. So I did the silent prayer, and stuff just started revealing itself to me, and I started seeing I started taking over stuff from my grandmother that wasn't me. And when I gave forgiveness to my father and my mom who's passed, I don't know, it was I just got this peace. But now I don't know if I should call and forgive my grandmother, because I don't know, I feel I still have some kind of resentment towards her, but I don't know if it's resentment or what it is. But my grandmother's the type, I can't really talk to her. She's one of those, you can't even I can't say anything to her. So I don't know how to forgive her, or do I need to ask for forgiveness? Or forgive her, sorry.
Yeah, you need to. If you see you have resentment for her since she raised you, absolutely. Grandma, I'm sorry for resenting you. You were imposed on me. You was controlling, whatever she was. I realize now that you couldn't help yourself. I'm sorry for resenting you. Absolutely.
But how do you talk to someone who just doesn't allow you to talk and will play victim? How do you do that?
So are you saying that when you go to forgive her, she won't let you even say that?
No, because she has my grandfather, who's what you call a beta, who's her lapdog, and it's hard to even like talk to her on the phone because he gets on, and she's the type that will just like overpower the conversation. And now that I'm older, I'm like starting to push back on that, and I became enemy number one.
How old are you now?
I don't know. I'm 41.
Oh, okay. So listen, just go and don't assume what's going to happen at all. Have a wait and see. And even though she was like that the last time you spoke to her, it doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen in the moment that you go talk to her. But have a wait and see. And if she does play victim or whatever she does, or your grandfather steps in and interrupt, forgive him as well, right? And once you forgive them, you just go your way, because you don't need to have a conversation with them. You don't need anything from them. So have no expectation at all. And as you know, or heard me say, that God will forgive you. But don't try to force it on them. Don't try to make them listen. Just say, hey, I just want to say I'm sorry for resenting you guys. I realize you couldn't help it. That's all you need to do, and go your way.
Thank you so much. And Jesse, thank you so much for changing my life. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome. And don't try to convince them of anything. You just apologize for resenting them. You see that you resent them. That's all important in your life. And so you apologize for that, and God will forgive you. Don't ask for forgiveness. God will forgive you. You'll be fine. Are you doing the silent prayer?
I just started this week, and I feel so much better. Like, I feel it's like 10 years has just been wiped off of me.
Yes. Okay, well, stay with that, and 10 more years will be wiped off, and 10 more, and 10 more, and 10 more. You'll be fine. Stay with it.
Okay.
Stay with it, no matter what, all right?
Okay, I think that's because I forgave my parents in the spirit world.
Yes. Absolutely, man.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Jesse.
I wish you well, buddy.
Right. Have a good day, and happy birthday, Hank.
Oh, yeah. Hake. Happy birthday to Hake. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Bye. Amazing. It's the same thing everywhere. Hake said thank you, Stephen. It's the same thing everywhere. Let me just play this, do this one soundbite for you, because I want you to know that it's not physical. It's spiritual. It is in you. It's not outside of you. It's in you. And you resolve what's in you, you'll be fine. You really will. You really, really will. You have these people out there trying to, speaking of white history, you have these evil people who hate God, hate the country, hate the family, hate what's right, trying to erase history, white history, the real history, right? And they're doing it with, the men and the women are doing it with the mama spirit, because it's evil. And it's not her spirit, but it is the spirit of Satan, which made a home in the woman as a result of what Eve did when she listened to the serpent. He became the woman's God. And until the woman returned to the Father, Satan will always be her God. And the woman will always be the man God, because he hates the woman that has the spirit of Satan, which is his mother, until he returned to the Father. And remove the statues of this country that was founded by white men, and with the help of God made it great. It's not going to make it better by taking away the statues and the monuments and things like that. It is pure evil. It's jealousy. It's evil. The Bacon's rebellion is reporting that Washington and Lee University President William C. Dudley is hell-bent on eliminating all references of Robert E. Lee from the campus. That's evil. He's hell-bent, according to this report, on eliminating all references to Robert E. Lee from the campus. He has removed Lee's portrait from Lee's Chapel, rename Lee's Chapel to University Chapel, remove images of Washington and Lee from diplomas, and now seek to remove travelers' grave marker outside of Lee's Chapel. What good is that going to do anyone to remove those things? It's not going to unite. It's going to divide. It's not going to bring peace. It's going to bring more anger and hatred. It's not going to do anything. It will not save one soul or resolve one issue. And it's just building this man's fake ego, the so-called president of the university, William C. Dudley. It's just building his ego. That's all they're doing, keeping him in hell. It's evil. And in case you're wondering, well, who is Traveler? Who that? Who that? Who is Traveler? Here is Traveler. I'm glad you asked. That's a photo of Traveler. And Traveler was a good friend of Lee, his horse. And they want to remove that.
I got a perfect riddle for this.
Just think about that. They want to remove the horse, not the horse. What the? Leave the horse alone. You have what?
A cowboy arrives in town on Friday, stays 3 nights, and leaves on Friday. What's the name of the horse?
Friday?
Oh, you've heard this.
No. You can take the horse away now. I never heard that. And that's the name for real?
Yeah.
Joel Friday. No, I guessed it. I just said that to be funny.
You got it.
Right on. What the? Amazing. And this is evil, folks. Destroying my country for ego purposes only. Because they're evil. The Bacon's Rebellion is reported that Robert E. Lee, beloved companion, who served with Lee through some of our nation's most historic battles. Most historic battles. And they want to erase it. You know that's evil. It's all ego. It's all ego. And the people allow these people to do it. And I've said over and over and over again, there's no such thing as racism. No such thing as racism. And the civil rights movement was a scam. It was a scam. And these blacks going around crying, and these liberal whites pretending to love the blacks. Oh, I feel sorry for them. They were enslaved. It's all a setup. It's a lie. The civil rights movement was, other than abortion, was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks. Other than not having their fathers and the mama turning them away from their fathers. I want you to check this out in talking about racism. I want you to check this out from Revolver News. And if you don't say, this is amazing, I don't know what will. Watch this.
From Revolver News, disturbing proof that the civil rights movement is a giant wealth transfer program. It is sadly reflective of the issues we're currently facing in the U.S. Back in 1996, many teachers, predominantly minorities, failed a standardized licensing test covering common academic subjects like reading, writing, math, and history. Interestingly, white teachers had notably better performances. Come 2022, the city decided to compensate these teachers who didn't pass reasoning that the test was racially biased and had detrimental impacts on their lives. From Richard Hanania on Twitter, in his final weeks in office, Bill de Blasio set aside $1.8 billion to pay for the racist tests. Sylvia Alvarez is one of those former New York City teachers benefiting from the case. Through a $1.1 million judgment she is now collecting payments on. Miss Alvarez tried 10 times to pass the exam before she lost her teaching job in Brooklyn in 2003. She remembers falling to her knees and crying when she learned about the class action lawsuit, relieved to learn the test itself was part of the problem. From Richard Hanani on Twitter, biggest payment is to a man named Herman Grimm. He gets $2,055,383. Grimm said he's in disbelief, but the money can't come fast enough because he's racked up serious debt on his Queens home and credit cards. He couldn't recite examples of why the test was biased. The judge who found the test racist is named Kimba Wood. Surprisingly, not black, but very liberally white woman looking.
Amazing. So the black so-called teachers in New York cannot pass the test. And because they were too dumb to pass the test, they're going to get millions of dollars for being dumb. For being dumb. SMH. For being dumb. See, blacks, they want you dumb. They want you down to use you for personal gain. There's no way you should be getting a dime for being dumb. And call yourself a teacher. These people don't care about you. And you don't care about you. One more hour to go. When I come back, moving calls here, folks. 888-775-3776. That's an amazing story. Black people, you're being played. And they're making you work. That man didn't pay his bills, so he's all happy to get that money. Can't even cite one reason, anything about, according to the report, about the test being racist. Oh, but he's glad that money can't get there soon enough. I'll be back in a moment. Hake is coming in with hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality.
Should babies get RSV vaccines or antibody shots? Antibodies? Irish-Italian Lindsay Lohan married a slightly younger Arab and just made a baby with him with an Arab name. Media and demon rats are targeting Elon Musk for smears, downplaying the greatness of his companies, and investigation. What a mess. Fishing expeditions, I think. And Iowa Planned Parenthood's female CEO promises to keep killing the babies after a judge overrode the new 6-week abortion ban law for 22 weeks, changing it to 22 weeks. What a mess. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, July 18th, 2023 AD. Stay tuned for hour 3. Last hour of JLP is coming right up. The lines are full, guys, but you can get in as JLP finishes with other callers. But first, Hake news, not fake news. After the Jesse Lee Peterson Show, thehakereport.com. And did you catch American Anchor Baby's Nick stream yesterday? At 4 or 5, he went in and did a nice little show. It was cool. Check it out if you missed it. He should be live at noon Pacific time today, American Anchor Baby, on YouTube and Rumble. They're pushing the RSV scare. Don't know how serious it is. It might be serious. The FDA on Monday approved an antibody to protect infants from RSV, a lung-attacking virus that is the leading cause of hospitalization in infants under a year old in the United States. The antibody will be sold under the brand name Beyfortus. It is not a vaccine. Vaccines prompt the body to make antibodies to defend against pathogens. Instead, this single injection is a ready-made antibody that can bind to the virus and block it from infecting healthy cells. In clinical trials that led to its approval, the therapy was about 70% effective, 70, at cutting the risk that a baby would need a doctor's visit for RSV. And it was about 78% effective at preventing hospitalizations due to RSV compared with a placebo per FDA analysis. And Lindsay Lohan should be Lindsay Shamas welcomes a baby boy. Coming Nonsense Network CNN reports, and I know you may not care, but I do. The disappointing, pretty Irish-Italian 37-year-old red-haired Mean Girls and Parent Trap remake actress, CNN, and her perhaps 1 year younger 36-year-old Arab husband Bader Shamas have welcomed a son named Luai, Luai, not to be confused with PewDiePie's Luai. Brave browser search says Luai is an Arabic name that means shield or protector, and is associated with Lohan's desire to raise her child in Dubai, the city that she relocated to nearly a decade ago, did you know? To escape the celebrity culture in major American cities. Well, good for her. We wish her well. Establishment, media, and government targeting Elon Musk. 50%. That's how much Twitter's ad revenue has dropped in recent weeks as concerns mount over Elon Musk's chaotic control of the social media platform, Twitter. Some investors and lawmakers have grown increasingly worried that the disorder has spilled over into Musk's management of Tesla, one of the most influential electric car companies in the United States. This week, Democrat Senator Elizabeth Warren asked the SEC to investigate Tesla and its board of directors for possible conflicts of interest, misappropriation of corporate assets, and other negative impacts to Tesla shareholders, as if she cares about them. She's a socialist. And continue the baby killing. Here's a quote shared by CNN. "We are proud to continue providing the care our patients need and deserve." That's a quote from Ruth Richardson, who's president and CEO of Planned Parenthood North Central States, commenting after an Iowa judge on Monday temporarily blocked the state's so-called 6-week abortion ban. For now, abortions in Iowa will remain legal up to 22 weeks into the pregnancy. The temporary injunction by that judge is the latest roadblock in Republican, more like Republicant, efforts to enact restrictions on abortion in the state. Make sure you check out Church with Jesse Lee Peterson. As JLP said, Joel Friday will be hosting, and Joel Friday is hosting right after Hake today. I'm James Hake.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the third hour of the show today. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. My biblical question for this week. My biblical question What is your nature? What is your nature? Amazing question, huh? What is your nature? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And don't forget, no matter where you are, Yemen, Kuwait, Afghanistan, wherever you might be, you can listen to the show no matter what you're doing. All over the world. If you're not able to watch it live, you can podcast, of course. But you can listen by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live on your iPhone or iPad at 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us, JLP Talk, on Twitter, and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram. Hit the like button, ring the bell, subscribe, and blah, blah, blah. Do all what you said. You know what to do. What the? It's Tuesday. It is country. I almost said get it off your chest, but it's not get it off your chest. But country and Western Tuesday.
All my thoughts, well, they've all been lies. They let me down every single time because the devil's been making homes inside my head. The good, the bad, the glad, the sad. If I could let them all go and give them to God, well, maybe he'd take this anger from my soul. And I'd shine like a light that's too bright to see. And I could lean on God so he could lean on me. Forgiveness, righteous, perfect peace.
Amazing. 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 Thank you. Wow. Let me go to the busy phones here. Country in Western Day is amazing. Let me go to San Diego and talk to Ois. Been waiting a while. Ois, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
All is well. How are you?
I am well.
Good.
I wanted to say first thing, it is such an honor to be speaking with you today. You've completely changed my life through God, through you, and I couldn't be more thankful. And but you know, it is still a process, and I'm still working on it. But I kind of, as much as I want to ask everything, as much as I want to ask you absolutely all my problems and get like to the gist of everything, I do want to
speak closer to your phone. Stay closer to your phone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to figure out all my problems through God and through your methods and through your teachings, and I'm 100% for that. But I'm in this one issue right now that kind of just came up in my life. And
Are you on a speaker? Are you on a speaker?
No, sir. I have headphones on.
Okay. Are you on Bluetooth or something?
Yes, sir. I could turn it off. I'll turn it off. Just give me 1 moment.
Okay. Yeah, no headphones.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's much better, man. What the?
Yeah, I thought I could get away with using headphones because I have a terrible phone. So terrible, it's looking like an Obama phone right now.
But you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so I have a sister, and we grew up with just a mother in the family. We didn't have a father. I had like 5 stepdads, whatever. And so I kind of like grew up kind of just raising myself a little bit. I did develop a lot of emotions from my mother. And my sisters and my brothers, I'm the youngest in the family. They always just would be asking my mother for all kinds of stuff growing up, and I kind of just kept to myself. And when I moved, when I turned 18, I left. I joined the Marine Corps. Tried to start my own life for myself. And my sister is she's telling me that she always wanted to be a stripper out of nowhere. And she knows the kind of man I am. She knows I have very traditional views. And I don't know what to do because she's very suicidal. She's very emotional. And when I was in the Marine Corps, I was in an incident where I became that emotional and suicidal and all that. And I started taking medication and this and that. And I realized it was all just a lie. Yeah. And after I started listening to you, I don't need any of that medication anymore. And I want to thank you for that.
Right on,
And the same thing is happening to her, and I know not because I was in her position, and I know nothing. No word of man can really change her idea of thinking. And she says, "Oh, it's her lifelong dream to be a stripper. She's going to cut me off, and if I give her like a bad opinion on it, she risks literally completely cutting me off. She doesn't talk to other people in the family. She only likes me." That's another important thing to add. Sorry about that. And I don't know how to handle the situation. How I responded, I said, "This is a terrible idea. You're listening to your father, the devil. You're telling yourself that God is telling you to be a stripper." She thinks that. She thinks God is trying to put her on the journey to be a stripper. I'm like, what the? But and I'm just in this position where, she's cut me off, and she says I'm a terrible brother. And I spend most of my time alone. I don't have any friends. My only friend is God, and that's all I really need. And I just need someone to talk to where I can get another opinion on this. And am I doing the wrong thing and right thing by telling her that this is completely wrong, listening to her father, the devil? You need to come back to your family, to your traditional values, like have some self-respect. I mean, my brother's a very respected man. I mean, we all come from good jobs, and we're good people. And I know you're thinking my name is Oasis. I'm one of those Allahu Akbar people without blood, but I'm white on the inside.
Amazing. How old is she?
I'm 26, sir.
No, your sister.
Oh, my sister is 29. She's my eldest sister. She's the oldest in the family. She acts like a little girl.
Yeah. Well, you have told her, you point the right way to her, and she refused to take it. I would highly recommend you drop it. You leave it alone and feel nothing about it because you can't change another person. She has to want to change. You can't even change your own life. You have to want to change, and God will change it, right? And so you can't change her. So let her go suffer. Let her suffer to hell. Let her live at her hell until she's ready to cry out to the Father. There's nothing you can do.
That's exactly what I thought you would say. I just needed to hear it from your voice.
You can't make another person change. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, even yourself. You can't even change you. You have to want it, and then change will come. So just wish her well, and don't bother about it anymore. Let her suffer.
That honestly, as much as it kills me, because I know it is my sister. At the end of the day, I know that's best for her, because you always say catering to a woman's emotions is just bringing them deep into their own personal hell.
Yeah,
and I truly believe that, because when I was emotional and I used to go to a therapist and all that, I realized when I walked out of that office, I was just more miserable every time. Yeah, more miserable until I just stood by myself.
Right
I
on.
Stayed in my house. I focused on myself, went to school, worked, all that. And I didn't focus on anything but myself and God. I didn't worry about friends or nothing. And I just listened to your podcast, and the truth kind of came towards me. I've never been to church. I'm new to all of it, and I'm working on it. And I just want to thank you for everything you said today. Thank you. I really appreciate you, sir.
You're welcome. And stay with it. Do the silent prayer and watch. And let your sister suffer. If you notice, in closing here, if you notice, God's not forcing her not to be a stripper, right? He's not. He's letting her suffer in her hell until she's ready to come out of it.
Yes, sir.
He's not trying to stop her. He may warn her, and she doesn't listen. He's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree. And since we're closing, I kind of have one more question for you.
Yes.
And it's regarding forgiving my mother.
Yeah.
I did grow up super emotional, and I'm changing that to this day. A lot of anxiety, yada yada, all that jazz. But I have to look back on my notes because I have my ear to my phone. I just want to reread the question I wanted to ask you. Just give me one moment, sir. Apologize.
Amazing.
All right. So when it comes to my mother, I don't know how to forgive her because I kind of feel being a single mother, she's been through a lot. And for me to say, I forgive you for making me a beta male, I feel like I'm blaming her. And can I just forgive her internally? Do I have to? Because I feel like if I tell her, she's going to be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What am I supposed to say?
You're not going to be free until you go and forgive her for what she done. It is her fault that she did that to you. You were a kid. It wasn't your fault. It's your fault now as an adult if you don't go and forgive her so you can overcome it.
Could you tell me what along the lines I should say, like as a rubric?
A general idea is, Mother, I'm sorry for resenting you for imposing your will on me or whatever she did. Married, getting involved with all those men, bringing them into your life. I know now that you could not help yourself, and I'm sorry for resenting you.
Yes, sir. I understand. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your words.
Yeah, because you're not going to be free. Right now, you have her mindset, all of that anxiety and overthinking things and emotions. That is the nature of a woman. So you have your mother's nature.
No. The worst days of my life, but it's true.
And so that's why God said you must be born of the Father. Men and women have to overcome the nature of the mother by being returned to the Father. So when you forgive your father, God will forgive you for that as well, and he will give you back his nature, which is of the Father. But right now, you got to face your mother. You got to be afraid to, because Satan is working your mind, telling you, oh, this is going to happen. She's going to say this and this and that. Your poor mother, she didn't have a husband, whatever, right? That has nothing to do with you. You go and forgive her so that God can forgive you and make you free, make you whole.
Amazing. Amazing.
And the devil going to say, oh, you can just do it in your heart. He's telling you that because he doesn't want you to go free. He lives in you. The devil, evil, live in human beings, and he doesn't want to depart from you.
You're right. I see that. I 100% see that.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir. I'm trying my very best, but I have this one issue. I smoke a lot of pot. But I only do it in the evening.
But don't worry about that. Now that you're working on the root cause of smoking pot, the vices, this pot and stuff will disappear in due season. Don't worry about that. You work on the reason that you're smoking it. And the reason you're smoking it because you resent your mother, you yearn for the father, you have emptiness, and you're trying to fulfill it. But work on those things, and the pot will fall away.
Yes, sir. I 100% agree.
So don't judge yourself about smoking the pot.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate you.
You're
welcome. I want to say, shout out to Get a Job, by the way. He's the reason why I met you. Amazing videos.
I know.
And I just want to say you're the best. I really appreciate you.
Thank you, buddy. I wish you well, all right?
Yeah, happy birthday.
All right, you too.
Wish you well.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now. Get a Job is amazing. He does do amazing work. For those who don't know, we have our fellowship up here in L.A. at Los Angeles and Pico. Go to the website, rebuildingtheman.com/church. The location is there, the address and stuff. Or you can call 888-7753-773. No, I'm sorry. You can call 800-411-BOND for more information about the church. So we're right here in L.A. Come on down if you're in town. Let me go to Brenda out of New York. Brenda, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, Brenda.
So I need your advice.
Okay.
So I have encountered a work situation. I freelance, so I work with a lot of different groups. And one group that I've encountered recently, some of the people in that group didn't like me, and they're spreading false rumors about me. And then I didn't know any of this was happening. It got brought to my attention, and I didn't want to be disruptive to the group. It's a volunteer situation that I was in, and I was like, listen, I'll just hang back. I'll resign. And then they got mad that I resigned. There's the group, it has more than one faction. Like there's one big group, and then it has different committees. So I was involved in other committees, and other people were like, don't resign, we want you here. But I was like, okay, I can move on. I don't care if people don't like me. But it has gone past the point of them not liking me and them spreading lies about me, and I'm not sure how to handle it. Like, I part of me just wants to let God handle it. There's people in the group who actually are the presidents of the group. They don't believe the lies, but it's become this uncomfortable, weird situation, and I'm not quite sure how to handle it because I do feel that the people who don't like me, they have relationships with some of the people in the group that are personal, like they spend personal time together, and I'm sensing that their view of me is changing because these people don't like me. And then all of this, as I said, was going on behind my back. Apparently, like, people are arguing about me behind, like, some people are on my side, some people are not on my side. And I'm like, I didn't know any of this was happening, and I'm not sure how to handle it.
And your question
Okay,
for
what
me...
advice can you give me?
My question for me is what?
How do I, should I just, confront the people who are spreading the rumors? Should I let it go? I'm not sure how to handle the situation because it's become uncomfortable, and I don't want to create problems by bringing it up, which is why they don't like me. They're accusing me of, like, being problematic.
Do you care do you care at all that someone has spread a rumor about you? Do you care at all?
I do care if it affects because it affects my ability to be effective in the group.
Why?
Because the other people in the group aren't wanting to work with me because there's like this, it's become a tense situation of people wanting to pick sides.
But it's not tense for you, it's tense for them. And you work with those that will still work with you. Those that don't want to, have taken side, which is evil, you should never take side. But those who have taken side, just give them the finger and you do your job and let them spread their rumors. They're unhappy people and they're trying to hurt you because they're miserable within themselves. And just wish them well and have fun, do your job, and just don't. Why would you even get any attention at all, period?
I guess I was giving it attention because I was feeling tense. Like if we go in a meeting, I feel uncomfortable around them now.
Well, that's because you identify with the wrong source. That's not you. That is your ego nature that's feeling that way. And you're giving it life by running or even concerned about what someone say or think about you. The fact that you're doing that is mean that you're on an ego trip too.
Okay.
You want people to like you. You're trying to put up a phony impression. You're trying to be something to impress others. You're not being yourself. You're not free. And these things are giving you an opportunity to see that. Because if you have any concern about some stupid rumor or what someone think or say about you, that means that you have not overcome the false identity. And these things are giving you an opportunity to see that rather than to run. You need to just face that so you can overcome it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. It does.
Because no one can make you feel any kind of way. It only brings out what is already in you, and so you want to overcome it. So be glad to see that you have this phony concern about what someone thinks because you have a wrong impression of yourself. They have you on the run because you don't realize these are evil people. You're running from the devil and running right into the arms of the devil within yourself. You need to take advantage of this and overcome and not be concerned about any of those things. Are you doing the prayer every morning, every night? No.
Not every night.
What suffer? What the?
Okay. I'm gonna do it tonight. Make it my habit. Why is it hard to make it a habit? Like I know I should do it. I feel better when I do it, but then I fall out of the habit,
Because you
And it's hard
love
to get
your
back into the
health.
habit.
You love your health.
I love my health.
And that's
Okay.
why these people have you on the run. You care about
How do
what
you fall out of love with your health? How do you stop loving your health?
by when it appears to just watch it. Like when you're concerned about rumors and all that crap, watch that concern. Watch those thoughts and watch those false emotions. And watching them is destroying them, destroying the not you.
Okay.
Why don't you do it? It's crazy that you won't do it. And I understand that so many people don't. They want to be free, but I don't know if they understand or not that only God can free them up from the false self. I can't do it. I'm just pointing you to the source that can do it.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse.
And that's why
Thank
you're
you.
on the run about these people, because you're still living this false image of yourself within yourself. And they have you on the run.
Okay, so they're just showing me something I need to work on for myself.
Absolutely.
They're pointing out my insecurities, so this is a good opportunity to grow. Okay, cool. Thank you. Happy White History Month,
Thank you, Brenda. Happy White History Month to you.
and God bless you all. I'll talk to you. I'll be watching. Thank
Okay,
you.
you're welcome. Amazing. If somebody can make you feel something, put you on the run or whatever, there's something wrong with you inside of you. It ain't outside. It's inside. Yes, it's outside inside of them. They're miserable people and they want to dump their hell on you. But if they got you on the run, something wrong with you. Be glad to see it. Don't complain about the feelings. Watch it and it'll pass. And you'll be free. What the? It's a spiritual battle. Savon there's a line open at 888-7753-773. Savon is a first-time caller out of Nevada. Savon.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Yeah, so I had kind of a different situation. It's a little weird, but, because I hear you talking about the moms and them being evil and whatnot, but my situation is kind of different. My dad, long story short, I just found out 8 years ago, he's a warlock, and I guess before I was born, when my mom was pregnant with me, I was supposed to be his sacrifice.
Speak close to your phone. Speak closer. Come back to your phone. Stay close to it. So your father
Can you
was
hear
a
me better right
warlock?
now?
Yeah, your father was a warlock?
Yeah, it still is, I guess. I haven't talked to him for 8 years.
And I'm black and slow, so what is a warlock?
Pretty much like a Satanist that practices.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So I was supposed to be a sacrifice, and my mom's always been a strong believer in God, and that curse that was set out went and took his sister and her first son. And so, my mom, she's always known this for years, and she forgave him and tried to bring him to God. She's never tried to turn me against him. I've always tried to have a relationship with him, and he just would always punish me for no reason, or just not, we just never bonded. And I tried up to, like I said, 8 years ago, and I said my piece, and I just gave up. And honestly, it's been the best decision I've made, because it's less stressful and less games that he plays, because he's never wrong, never does anything wrong, and it's too much to deal with. My sister, she just stopped talking to him like a month ago, and he still hasn't changed.
And what's your question for me?
Pretty much like I said, you said the moms are usually evil, and I'm just wondering if I got lucky or something, or what. Because like I said, my mom's never tried to turn me against my dad or nothing like that. She's never trash talked him or anything like that.
And who told you that? And your question for me is what?
I'm just trying to get your opinion on the situation, pretty much.
Who told you he was a warlock?
My mom did, because she told me that when they got divorced, that he threatened her.
He threatened her?
Yeah.
And who told you that he wanted to make you a sacrifice?
She did.
And when you ask him about it, what did he say?
I haven't honestly asked him about it because I know he's not going to admit it. He has a very
why
hard
would
time
you
telling the
just
truth.
take? Why would you just take your mother word at it? Your mother, it could be lying to you to turn you away from him. Why would you take her word? What has he ever done to you?
Quite a lot.
Like what?
Well, he'd look for any excuse to get physical with me, for one.
So he beat you?
Yeah.
You told Harper to beat you. That's because you're so close to your mother. You're just like your mother with him. You treat him the way your mother treat him. I thought you said your mother never tried to turn you away from him.
She hasn't, like I said.
If she wasn't trying to turn you, if she wasn't trying to turn you away from him, why did she tell you all that crap about him when it had nothing to do with you?
I forgot how it came about, but my sister even knows about it because she talks to my dad's sister about it, and pretty much everybody knows about it.
Your mother
besides
is
me.
evil for telling you all that about your father. It had nothing to do with you, and now you have this opinion about him, and you're judging him just like your mother done, and you have not gone to him to ask us to find out for yourself what part of that, if any part of that is true or not. It's not right to take sides with anyone. And if this is your father, how old are you?
29.
You should go to your father and ask if that's true or not about the warlock or whatever you want to know and hear his side. And then that way you'll see the right thing to do and forgive him. Forgive your mother for turning you away from him by telling you all that crap, giving you her opinion about him and not your own. And then ask your father and forgive him for not being there for you.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I'll talk to him today about it.
I'm sorry?
No, I said I'm going to talk to him today about it because I know where he lives. So I'm just gonna show up.
And don't go in there like yelling at him and carrying on like your mother. Just say, hey,
No,
Dad.
I'm not.
Just say, Dad, what happened? I want to know what happened. And hear him out. And that way you see what happened, but you still can forgive him. But you only have your mother opinion. Your mother done you wrong. She's evil. She had no business at all dumping all that her crap on you and pretending to be the innocent one when she's the victim. Pretend to be the victim when she's the victimizer.
Definitely an eye-opener.
I'm sorry?
I didn't think about that. I said that's definitely an eye-opener. I didn't think about it from that perspective.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. 888-775-3773. A quick break. Back in a moment. Treasure Chest is now open on D-Live. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father. Sometimes love is a dancer in the dark. You gotta love country western music. I hear from a lot of you, and you do. I'm glad. It's amazing. Quick announcement. The Hake Report is coming up at the top of this hour now. The Hake, Hake report.com. The guy with the good hair, the birthday boy from yesterday. From 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then right after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV. Joel Friday TV. He black at 11 a.m. every Tuesday. And then at 12 noon, the Anchor Baby Show. The American Anchor Baby. Doesn't get any better than that. Amazing. And don't forget, ladies, Thursday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, this Thursday, the third Thursday, ladies forum for ladies only at 7 p.m. Don't worry, guys. Every first Thursday night for men only. This Sunday, coming Sunday, if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, the 23rd of this month, Joel Friday will be doing the Sunday morning fellowship for me. I can't be there. I got an appointment. I got to be somewhere else.
What the?
What the? It should be interesting with Joel Friday, Sunday morning, this coming Sunday. At 11 a.m., doors open at 10:30. All right? Amazing. Let me go back to Savon and have an issue with his father. Savon, so does that, you said that your mother was trying to save your father with Jesus or something like that?
Yeah.
Your mother can't save anyone. She caught into hell.
She would just like try to suggest us going to church, stuff like that.
Yeah, the devil always want to go to church. But forgive your mother for turning you against your father, man. She should have never told you about, dumped all her dump on you about your father. That was between the two of them. It had nothing to do with you. And that way, you would have grown up not taking sides with either one of them, and you would love both of your parents.
Right. Well, like I said, I tried pretty much my whole life to always have, father-son time, stuff like that. Like, I dedicated 12 years playing football just to make my dad happy because he likes football.
But you can't do it with your mother's anger in you about your father. So talk to your father, ask him what happened, and if he is a warlock or whatever, forgive him. He's looking for peace just as you are because he resents his mother. He's yearning for his father just as you are. So don't hold that against him. Then you will have that void you have, the need for a father, the love of a father will be fulfilled and you'll be fine. And they both, your father and your mother, have to deal with their own hell, but you'll be fine. But don't resent him. He cannot help himself.
No, I don't hold grudges.
But you do hold grudges against your father because you believe what your mother said about him. And I know that you're yearning for him, so forgive your father. You'll be fine.
Okay.
And the next time,
thank you.
And when you go to your mother to forgive her, she's going to try to say, it's your daddy. I did all. If she says that, just let her run her mouth, say whatever she wants. You forgive her. But let her know she should have never told you those things about your father.
Right. No, yeah, I definitely will.
That makes sense?
Yeah, it definitely does.
Any other question or anything?
No, sir. That was pretty much it. Thank you, though. Appreciate your time.
You're doing the silent prayer?
Yes, sir.
All right, stay with it, all right?
Will do.
And forgive your father for being a warlock or whatever he is. He's trying to find peace just as you are.
No, yeah, you definitely hit the head on the ball with that one because his dad died when he was real young.
See there? And his mother traumatized him.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I wish you well, buddy.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye now. 888-7753-773. Oh, I hung up on the wrong person. I'm sorry, wrong person. Kevin, I think. Our first time caller. I hit the wrong button. Call back, and I'll take. There's one line open, Kevin. 888-7753-773. Amazing. Abby is a first time caller from New York. Let's see here. Abby, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hello, Mr. Peterson. How are you?
All is well, Abby.
Amazing.
So, I had a quick question for you.
Okay.
So, with all of the events today that have been happening, and a lot of, politics are being very polarized, Republicans, Democrats, all that. Do you think that a false sense of self-righteousness is a major problem today, especially with the youth right now and upcoming generations? And if so, how do you think we should fix it?
Number one, self-righteousness is the number one problem for every human being on this side of heaven. And
yes, sir, I rebuke it every day.
And no one can fix someone else's problem. They can't even fix themselves. And anyone who think that they can fix or repair themselves is a self-righteous person playing God. And there's nothing you can do about anyone else's self-righteousness but work on your own. And by letting go and realizing there's nothing you can do about it and let God take care of it. Hello?
Yes, I'm still here. I was just thinking about it. You're a very powerful man, Mr. Peterson. I listen to you all the time. I'm just absorbing the words from you.
Oh, I see. Okay. Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Yes, sir.
And how did it go?
Not great, because she herself is self-righteous. I was raised to hate her. She's a full-blown liberal. She's very unhappy, overweight, looks like a lesbian type of person. She's not happy.
Have you forgiven her?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have told her that I have forgiven her, and I have also tried to let her into my life as well. But she does not want to change her ways. And I tried to also talk to her about Jesus, and I told her how she should repent, and then she immediately stopped contacting me.
And why did you tell her that if she didn't want to hear it?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Why did you tell her that, knowing that she didn't want to hear that?
I personally think that we should tell all sinners to repent.
And why?
So that they also have a chance of being saved.
Being saved from what?
From Satan.
And so see how you're being a self-righteous person? Because it's for only those who want it. Most people don't want it. They love the devil in them. They love their hell. And then that's why God only helped those who cry out to him. But those who don't want to, he doesn't impose it on them. He doesn't say anything. He just let them suffer. He's not going to go out of his way to try to save them from their sin or whatever. I think that's what you said. But why are you playing God?
I was not intentionally trying to play God.
I understand
I just wanted them to be saved.
Yeah. Why do you want that for them when they don't want it for themselves?
Because I think that we should love everybody.
Right, you should. Love meaning don't resent, don't hate them. They can't help themselves. But you can't save them, though. You can't impose on them at all. Or you shouldn't.
Yeah.
And so what you see happening in the government, it's the same thing. They're on an ego trip. They are playing God. And they're about themselves. Each individual is about themselves. They don't care about the people or anything else. That's why they're having wars and everything, because it's about ego fulfillment, fake power, and so-called wealth, money. It's not about anything else but that.
Yeah.
Have you forgiven your father?
Yes.
Well,
Yes, I have forgiven both of them.
Yeah.
I'm only like 2 years on my journey so far. I was saved like 2 years ago, so I'm I'm still trying to get the hang of it and the ropes of it because I was
Right
never
on.
taught
Right
the
on.
word. So,
Are you doing the silent prayer
yes.
every morning, every night?
Yes, sir. I try to pray every day throughout the day.
Right on. So just work on you and stay with that. Watch those thoughts and let them pass. Watch the feeling and let them pass. And when it's time to speak to someone about religious issues or whatever, then God will give you the words to say. The words He will speak for you, using your mouth, your tongue to speak for you. And it would be amazing. It would be the right person at the right time. They would want to hear, and it will happen. Don't worry about trying to save everybody. He will put those people in your pathway, and it will happen naturally. And if and then those that don't want to hear it, just wish them well. You don't even have to mention it, because it's like giving gold, silver to people who don't want it. You're throwing your
Yes, sir,
wisdom.
I understand.
You're giving the swine your wisdom, and it's a waste of time.
Yes. So I actually do have a question within regards to that.
Okay.
If let's say for instance, if that was the problem within a family, like for instance, like father against child, trying to raise them up in a good way, and they still refuse to go in that way, do you have any suggestions for that?
Yeah, I recommend the father let them go and suffer. Let them suffer in their hell, and maybe their hell will wake them up.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't even wake up your own children. You're supposed to be a living example for them, so that when they're while growing up, they will see the right way to go. But most parents are not that way. They try to make the children be right when they're wrong, not understanding that it's spirit to spirit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when they become of age, you have to just let them suffer, and maybe they would want to overcome that, and they will cry out to the Father, and the Father will help them.
Wow. Amen to that, Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Abby. Stay with it. Just work on you, and God will guide you, all right? And you'll be able to help the right people at the right time.
All right, absolutely. I actually do have just one more thing here. With us being from New York and everything, I do have a little fundraiser because we unfortunately cannot afford to live in New York.
Okay, hold on a minute. I don't want you to promote some organization that we're about. Give that information to Sean, my producer, all right? Thank you, Abby. Let me go to Kevin out of Georgia. First time caller, Kevin out of Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Hey, Kevin.
Hello, sir. Is this me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Jesse. I'm like a huge fan of you. You are a living legend.
Amazing. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, so real quick, I just got a real quick question. So I lived my whole life as a man, like I want to do right. I try to be right in all things, and I agree. Damn, there's a train coming. I work at a steel mill. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Oh, man. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so my question is, like, I agree with you that, you know, men have a duty to be right and they need to love God with all their soul and might, along with nothing else. But the thing is, I want to forgive my father, but the thing is, I can't get in touch with him at all. Like, is there a way I can forgive him just without him there, or what?
Absolutely.
What should I do about
Absolutely. When your parents have ever expired when they're dead, or you cannot get them at all, just realize they couldn't help. He couldn't help himself, or they couldn't help themselves, right? Just as you couldn't help yourself when you had that anger, it controls you, control you. They had the same problem; they couldn't help it, and then just knowing that, and knowing that they couldn't help it, would cause you to forgive him, even though you can't get in contact with him. You'll be fine.
Okay, so knowing of it will make me be okay?
Right. Knowing that he couldn't help it, and knowing that you're wrong for being angry at him, will cause you to forgive him, because that is God that is allowing you to see that he can help himself. But if you can't, if you can't reach him, you can't reach him. There's nothing you can do about that. But you still can go free because you realize he could not help himself.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's all I wanted to know, because I've been struggling lately just because, or I really haven't even been struggling, but I agree with you so much on so many things, and everything you say resonates with me, and I'm just like, I'm trying to go forgive my father, but I cannot reach him, and he's like completely disowned me, and I'm just wondering, like, damn, am I wrong for this? Or
no, you're not. No,
I still believe that I should do right and do the right thing.
Right on. No, you're fine. You want to forgive him. You see you're wrong for resenting him. You can't reach him. You don't know how to get him. You're fine. Just live your life. Don't let the devil tell you, oh, it's not working. You're wrong. No, you're not. All thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Jesse. I'm a big fan of you, man. I appreciate you hurrying up to take my call, man. I really, really appreciate it.
You're totally welcome, and call me again. All right.
I will. Yeah, I need to ask you another question, but next time, because I know you got to finish up now. But
okay.
Thank you, man.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Amazing. Let me go to Texas, first time a caller, and talk to Juana. I hope I'm saying it right. Juana, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, Jesse. How you doing?
All is well. How are you?
Well, good.
No woman is good. All is well.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Go ahead.
So I'm bothering my relationship with my husband, and I'm thinking I'm messing up. My husband changed a lot in all these couple of days, and he's really trying, and I think I'm not doing enough to make him happy and make myself happy. I keep trying, but I keep failing, and I'm trying to be powerful to him, and I don't know how to change that.
You try to be what?
More powerful to him, like be the leader of the house. And I know that I don't need to doing that. I really want to be like with him forever and work it out. But I keep like, when we have conversations, I keep like power him up when saying things I don't even need to say. Like, I'm going to get a job, and I know that I lost my husband's trust. I don't know what to do.
You need to work on you. You got to overcome that will that you have, which is of the devil, that desire to control and that anger you have. You got to work on you, and don't try to make him happy. You work on you, and he work on himself, and he'll be naturally at peace. But you can't make another person happy, because if you make them happy, then when they get sad, you gotta make. If you make them happy, you can make them sad, and when you make them sad, you can make them happy. But you won't be happy living that way, and nor will he be happy living that way. You need to work on you. Have you forgiven your mother? Have you forgiven your mother?
Yes, sir.
You told her?
Yes, I called. She's in Mexico, and I called her video call and.
Oh, good.
Her. Yes, I call her to Mexico and video call and forgive her and forgive my father too.
Nice. Are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
I'm not being consistent in that.
Oh, no. What the? Why not?
I don't even know why.
That's what I want to encourage you to go back to, because you're listening to thoughts, which is of the devil. They're not your own. And the light of God will bring you out of those thoughts. And then you will be able to treat your husband in a perfect way. And not only your husband, but everybody. You'll treat them with perfect love, which is not emotional. And you will stop fighting with them. You'll stop arguing with them and everything, and you'll be fine.
How can I pray? Because when I pray, but I feel like I'm not in there praying.
Yeah, when you pray with words, you're praying to the devil. The way you pray is to do the silent prayer so you could be still and allow God to take over, the truth to take over, and the truth will guide you, because we don't know what to pray for of ourselves. We don't know what we want. We don't know what to pray for. We don't know what we need. But the Father does, and he'll provide all your needs. But when you're praying out, asking for things and carrying on like that, you're praying ego prayers. It's all about to the devil, and it's about you, and you don't want to do that. So cut that out and do the silent prayer every morning, every night, and be aware. And when you're doing that, you're always in prayer. You're always with God.
Okay.
Because the thoughts are lying to you by having you be in the past or the future and all that crap. Do the silent prayer, stay with it. And I'm telling you, if you stay with it and watch those thoughts, all of your prayers will be answered. It will be amazing.
Okay, Jesse, well, I will do this because I really want to be with my husband forever.
Nice. We'll do the prayer and it'll be just fine.
But thank you, sir.
All right, I wish you well. Call me again, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Amazing. I am out of time. The Hake Report is coming up now. The Hake Report. Become your own man. Become your own woman. One thing that Christ did, he was his own man. He wasn't in competition with anyone. He didn't try to be like anyone. He wasn't jealous of anyone. He never tried to get revenge. So become your own man. Become your own woman. Do the silent prayer and watch. Just watch. Don't be on an ego trip thinking you can fix self-righteous. You can't fix your own problem. What the? And no one else's. Somebody just hung up. Sam out of Florida. Somebody just hung up. I'm out of time. The Hake Report is coming up. Manhood Hours tomorrow. Have a good day. And man up.
And stand up for what's right if we give our plans up. I know we can have faith in the unseen while we stand up and get back to the way we were designed to be.
Know that so you get something went wrong, but
check. I had to get on the track one time. Joel Friday here. Check. Look, stand up. We got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you. He put that lightning in you. Igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the move. You better go talk to your mama. Better stop all the drama. Better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
Know thyself so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.